Hello, everyone. I'm Rick Zanotti, and this is Life Edge because life just doesn't have to be mediocre. I am joined by the doctor, Dr. Susan Nash. Susan, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine. I can't wait to share with you some of our projects that or things that we're learning about in terms of AI and things we can do.
Yeah, for all of those watching, Susan and I have been actually captured by an AI bot. We no longer have any free will, and and we may not even be alive. No, I'm just kidding. Um, by the way, for people who are afraid of AI, don't be. There are so many rumors out there that AI is going to kill us. Uh, think of AI as pattern matching. If that's all, it's a smart pattern matcher. But beyond that, it's not going to kill you unless the programmer who wrote the code is crazy and wants to kill you. That's a different story. But I think we're still pretty much safe hands, hopefully. Anyway, I think Susan, you're still using Gemini, correct?
I'm using Gemini and Claude and ChatGPT, and I have per, per, Perplexity or whatever it's called, but I
Mm-hmm.
stopped using it because it stopped being useful. But I just signed up for Midjourney for using generating images and little videos.
Oh,
And
how
I'm
is
trying
that?
Sora. I mean, Sora is, but I never really liked Sora. Sora is, um,
Right. How do you like Midjourney?
well, I've had it for 2 days now, and here's how I'm using it. So I've written some kind of scripts, and I want to and I was going to generate the audio, but and use 11 or something like that for
Hmm.
11 studios for generating the audio, but I couldn't make it work. So that
Oh,
well,
okay.
that's fine. And I've generated audio using Kindle, but that's usually just for the audio books.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm thinking about doing is so you could use Midjourney to create incredibly realistic video images that are large language models. So
Hmm.
essentially, I put in my script and I put it into ChatGPT and asked it to create Midjourney prompts. And so it did, and then I modified them so it'd have more consistency. And the nice thing is that once you create one person, then it'll remember it. So for continuity. So if you have the same character that you've put together, so one person in my character is, well, it's an adaptation of She Stoops to Conquer, but
Ah, okay.
Charles Marlowe is the protagonist, and he's the guy who's really kind of full of him. He's extremely nervous around high status women, and he's like he just freezes and he can't do anything. But around low status women, he's extremely funny and
Hmm.
forward and kind of bold. So anyway, the premise is that they're he's going to a meeting and so Kate Hardcastle so she's a high status attorney in this case. And so they would be perfect together, except he's like so nervous and stiff. So she pretends to be just a worker. So he immediately starts starts kind of like being bold with her. And anyway, it goes into more of that. But the point is that you have to have like, okay, Charles Marlowe, the guy when he's in his Houston office, I'm putting him as an engineer. So he's like in Houston office. He drives up to Oklahoma. This is obviously not England anymore, but he go and so there's a stiff professional Charles Marlowe, and then here's the kind of like funny but it's sort of kind of ridiculous Charles Marlowe. And then you have Kate, who's an incredibly competent, intimidating attorney. But then when she's dressed working on the ranch, if they have two different appearances, but they need to be the same people and it needs to be consistent. And it works perfectly for that.
Hmm.
So what I'm going to do is record the audio. And then I think the easiest way is just to put the different images in a PowerPoint and then put in the audio and sync the audio.
Okay.
I haven't tried it yet. I'm hoping it's easy. Probably won't be, but
Now, are you using, is this a pay Midjourney or is it free?
it's paid. I mean, Midjourney is like, oh, it was $96 for the year.
It's not bad.
No, it's $8 a month.
Do they have a good media library?
I haven't checked to see if they have a media library.
Well, I mean, by like when you ask it to draw things or to find things,
I
does it?
don't. I just describe it and it makes it up.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, in fact, I'd be happy to share some of them. I was just working on them. I'll share. I'll share my screen.
Okay.
Let's see. Let me get this pulled up so it's slideshow. Um,
Let's look at that
okay.
Rasco Charles.
Yeah. So let's see. Share. Okay. So this is I said have him in his Houston office and make him look like kind of like a romantic hero. And he's getting ready to drive to Oklahoma. So I have a rollerboard and a backpack, and then it has have the Cherokee Shale in on this monitor, and then and the Houston skyline.
Hmm,
Turned out great, didn't
that
it?
looks pretty good.
Yeah. And then the next one is Kate. And this is she's at the ranch in her office at the ranch. And this is the way she dresses, professionally, looks pretty intimidating. So it said put in I described her and there's a laptop and a stack of legal documents. And this is the type of high status female that terrifies Charles. So then here he is driving out to the ranch. So I said, okay, let's do Oklahoma, let's do Ellis County, Oklahoma 15. And the first time it came up with something that looked like it was in northern Colorado, I go, this doesn't look like Oklahoma. If it is, I'm moving there. And it goes, ha. And then it redid it. So it has Oklahoma, like scrub red cedar and
So it actually does the animations and everything for you,
well, this is not animated.
or
It's just
not?
the,
But I'm
yeah.
saying as you're
If I wanted
driving,
to, yeah, if I
yeah,
wanted to animate it, it can, but I don't really want to. I'm just going to be having kind of still slides.
sure,
It's like
sure.
sort of a cinematic podcast, but it's not that cinematic. And then here's the house that he goes to, but then he's made an Airbnb thing that has the same name, Hardcastle. So he shows up at the house and he thinks it's an Airbnb, but it's really Kate's home and her dad's home. And this is the same as She Stoops to Conquer. So it's really funny because he mistreats this. He asks, like, where's the Wi-Fi password and stuff like that because he thinks he's a guest and they think, well, anyway, and then there's a Tony Lumpkin is the person who kind of does the prank. He's at in the in She Seems to Conquer by Oliver Goldsmith. It's the Three Pigeons pub, but here I made it the Three Pigeons Saloon, and it's in the middle of nowhere in Ellis County or Woodward County. And then here's Lumpkin working on a drill bit. It's out of order, kind of, but and then here's where Charles Marlowe meets Dell Hardcastle, Kate's dad, who lives at the ranch. But this is all made by Midjourney.
So you could actually create a whole comic book out of something like this.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll stop sharing.
That's
But I mean,
pretty.
that's just some of them. But yeah, so people are doing it. They're putting together. They're reading the story, and then
Hmm.
they're putting sometimes just one image, and it's static. But sometimes they're moving them and changing them along to match match certain parts of the story. So I have 5 chapters. So I'm doing 3 images per chapter. And I
Okay.
think when I read it out, it's going to be about 30 minutes.
Now, how long did it take you to create this?
Um, well, I started working on it last night, and I'd say a couple of hours, and then this morning I got up early and so I fiddled around with it. So I mean, just to create the images, to write the adaptation, that took longer, but it wasn't that hard because what I did is I had AI um, just sketch out. I mean, I know she seeks to conquer inside and out. I've read it so many times and all that, but I wanted it to like break it down into different 5 parts so I could equally easily match and move to Oklahoma rather than England.
Hmm. That's pretty impressive.
And it made it about the Cherokee Shale and anyway, some real places. And so I wanted to put it on YouTube and just see if it appeals to people. Oh, and here's the here's the wrinkle. Um, the attorney and the uh, and Charles Marlowe, they're actually werewolf shifters. And, and one of the reasons why he's so so weird and stiff is he doesn't really want anybody to know that he's a werewolf shifter in Houston. And then he's also is like intimidated because he's like his wolf is intimidated by high status um, female she wolves.
Well, the timing is perfect because this is actually coming up next month, May. That's actually she and he wolf month. Isn't that great?
Is it really?
Yeah, no, but it sounded good, didn't it?
Well, anyway, I don't know why I find to be so funny, but anyway, so in the plot, they they're wolves like each other. So anyway, and then but it's kind of comical. They have to get over uh, this problem that he has as being like, and then so she pretends to be just the ranch hand, and so and then they have an issue where there's a grass fire and the cattle are stuck, so they shift to wolf form and race
Mm,
out and herd the cattle into the middle of a pond so they don't get burned up. And
wow.
in the meantime, oh, Tony Lumpkin has driven a truck and gotten stuck. So with his incredibly preternatural strength, um, preternatural strength, um, Charles Marlowe, the wolf, is able to move the truck.
Hmm. Did you ever see the movie? Uh, what was it called? Lady Hawk.
No.
Oh, you would love that movie. Lady Hawk is about, well, Rutger Hauer is the noble knight. He's the
Mm.
knight. Matthew Broderick is the kind of goofy squire who Rutger Hauer stops and says, you will help me on my journey. And he goes, well, no, I don't want to help you on your journey. He goes, I have spoken with God. And he goes, I speak with God all the time. And he never mentioned you. Uh, but it's all about this evil bishop who took Rutger Hauer's lover away from him, but she repulsed the bishop. She hated him. So he turned her into a hawk and he turned Rutger Hauer into a werewolf at night. So they can never meet each other except for like moments.
Oh,
I think it was
wow.
before sunrise or something. It's a really good movie.
Oh,
It's a lot of
I'll have to find that. Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
Lady Hawk.
I don't know why find these shifter things so funny, werewolf shifter.
Yeah,
But I think it's part of it of me thinks it's funny because the wolf talk is like very bold and
right.
and pure id.
Yeah, and wolves are pretty cool.
Yeah, they are. They're so beautiful.
as animals are cool. I have a collie, our distant relative to a wolf. They single track like wolves. And if you look at the collie eyes, they look like wolf eyes. The thing is, collies are non-violent. They won't bite. I mean, they're pretty, easy. They're nice dogs. But you could definitely see a little bit of that wolf tendency in them. They're kind of cool. We've had like 4 or 5 collies throughout the years, and
That's
they're
so
just
nice.
nice dogs. The wolves are pretty nice. I know people who've had half wolves, and they were good. They were good dogs. They didn't really have. I guess you get half of them, it gets rid of that feral instinct, if you will, or hunter instinct, and they were almost like a normal dog. Interesting.
That's super
Beautiful,
interesting.
beautiful animals. Have you ever been up close to one, especially doing geology work?
Oh no, thankfully.
No. Yeah.
Closest I've gotten to something that was feral and dangerous was like a mount
Mountain cat?
no not a mountain goat, a bighorn sheep.
Oh, really?
It was
Really?
following me around, just going,
I
and I
thought
didn't
the
know that it was. And somebody said, Susan, that was following you. And they're territorial. I go, glad I didn't know that at the time. It's like
I didn't know that. I thought most sheep were just pretty easy. So these will,
these are the bighorns that are that go
yeah.
into this. They and hit each other with their battering rams basically.
Hmm.
And so they spar with each other and hit each other with their
Yeah.
horns. And if you're in their territory, they push you off a cliff. And so I didn't get pushed off a cliff, thankfully. But that's a close. And then I have been close to moose and
Hmm.
um,
Well,
I think I've seen
most wild
bear.
animals don't really, well, bears can be tough. I don't know about moose. They usually don't mess with people. Most animals in the wild just run away as fast as they can, but
Oh yeah,
bears bears can be really tricky. Hmm,
yeah. I mean, this was pretty far away, and I wasn't close to it, thankfully.
yeah, that's good. Um, this is interesting. So Midjourney.
Mid-journey, and then there are all kinds of other um, different programs, and they seem to change all the time. I mean, like a few years ago, you would go to certain programs, and then they seem to be gone now.
Hmm, yeah. Now, who is it? Midjourney.com?
I don't remember. I think it's .org because it's a little bit like Audacity, except it's
Hmm,
not completely free.
okay. Well,
Um,
95 a month isn't bad. I mean, a year
no, it's not
isn't
bad,
bad.
and yeah, and I have to say I'm using not the beyond free version for Claude um and ChatGPT and Gemini. So I'm not using the
Right,
free versions. And
right.
sometimes I've actually exceeded my uses and I've had to pay a little bit more each day. But it
Oh,
tells you
really?
how much. Yeah.
They don't let you have unlimited.
No, they now have
Yeah.
data plans. I think that they did at first and they found that that wouldn't work out very well for them.
They generate a lot of heat with the searches. And if you have millions of people all asking queries, it's interesting. That is a problem that is going to be resolved eventually, but they're saying that the river sources that they're using for to cool off these data servers may not be enough. May
They're going
not
to
be
have
enough.
to innovate. I mean, whoever can come up with efficiency and cooling, I mean, they're going to have huge advantages.
Yeah. And I wonder one day if they'll go into the ocean versus just lakes, rivers. Mostly it's in rivers. So
Well,
they
it's
get
interesting
the
that you mentioned that because supposedly there's a huge data center that I think Google is building in India. So it'll serve all of the of Asia Pacific or
hmm,
that part of South. South and Southeast Asia, and it's on the ocean.
On the ocean.
Hmm.
Interesting.
So I guess they're not
Yeah.
too worried about typhoons and
No, no. Um, because most of the ones being built here, I know I live in Idaho now, and we've got a big data center. I think there may be two of them from Facebook. They were originally going to host their Meta city or Meta world, whatever it was. That didn't do too well. So I don't know if they even still have that anymore. But now they're doing, I think, their AI stuff out of the data center they have here, and it's in Kuna, Idaho.
hmm.
Interesting. I haven't seen it. I don't know if I doubt they have tours of it, but it'd be interesting to see what they've done. There are a lot of servers involved and lots of processing at the same time. It's intensive.
Yeah. And it's pretty controversial. I mean, there are a couple of centers that are, Google has a huge one here in Oklahoma, and then they're expanding, and
Hmm.
you're talking about in Idaho. It's on a river, and
Huh.
it's kind of upsetting people.
Is it? What are they
Yeah.
complaining about? The pollution,
Um,
or
the water usage,
yeah.
the fact that we're going to have to basically subsidize it by having higher electricity rates because it's
Hmm. And that's unfortunate because it's hard to fractionalize what the people use versus what the server needs. Yeah.
right. So yeah, well, I haven't delved into the pure granularity of all the um, c- concerns, but there are a lot.
Yeah. Hmm. That's pretty cool. Well, the Midjourney stuff looks pretty interesting, and those backgrounds it created and stuff just based on your writing, they look really cool.
It's pretty amazing. I'll find the um Midjourney website and show you what it looks like.
Okay. Yeah,
Um,
we'll put that little link into the show notes afterwards, and um, yeah, and if you have any comments, if you're watching the show right now, if you have any comments, tell us what you're developing with. Are you doing any development? Have you looked at Midjourney or other kinds of AI that are generating lots of content? And more, I have a feeling more and more we'll need less graphic artists and more content developers that can do these just really, really well.
well, the graphic artists are using the tools. I think that's
Yes.
what's going on. Even our graphic artists at work, they're using the tools. And if they're not careful, they can make big mistakes like the wrong flag or
Mm,
the wrong, so that somebody has to be reality testing it. But this is Midjourney, so basically you just type in your prompt here and then you create, here are the ones that I've created. And then another one that you can go to is DaVinci. And this is, yeah, it's midjourney.com. But there's also, if you do a search on Midjourney, it'll come up with DaVinci. I'm not sure why, but
is Da Vinci's not the same Da Vinci as Da Vinci Resolve, is it?
um,
Probably
I don't
not.
know. Here's DaVinci, and I I just tried the free one yesterday.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing. You just describe your image, it's large language, and you
Hmm,
generate it.
that's
So
amazing.
yeah. So I mean, what say
Are these independent companies or are they tied to one of the bigger AIs?
I don't know. That's worth checking into. Okay, so here rabbit is jumping out of a birthday cake. So I'm just
Hmm.
to generate, and then
No werewolves?
and these are versions of that house that I was building. I tried all of them. Okay, so now it's not exactly right. I was saying jumping out of a birthday cake, and it's just jumping around a birthday cake. But you
Mm.
can see that it's pretty easy.
It's pretty amazing.
It is.
So yes, it's going to be interesting to see how that affects job markets and everything else in the not too distant future. There's a lot of layoffs going on right now. People are blaming AI. I don't think these are AI layoffs. I think companies are using that as an excuse to lay off people that make too much, are older, or they just don't want to deal with anymore.
Well, a lot of people are restructuring and they're
Mm-hmm.
changing to hire people that have the tool sets that
Yeah.
will generate revenue.
And there aren't that many, I mean, there aren't that many people who really are doing this yet. Yeah, it's getting there.
Yeah, I mean, I get the impression that there are a lot, but then at the same time, say for example, if you look into a certain genre
Yeah.
of podcasts on YouTube that have the cinematic podcasts,
Hmm.
how many of them are really being generated by the same shop that's under different names?
Could be. It
Yeah.
very well could be. That's interesting.
And it's a little bit YouTube has gotten to be pretty careful about what they call low content, low effort videos. So
Hmm.
what some people are doing is they were just going to open source or Project Gutenberg and grabbing something and putting an AI voice on it and automating some images and just
Mm,
boom, here's our content. Well, fine, but that's not what YouTube wants. They want people to engage and comment and
right.
interact
Yeah.
because they want to sell ads.
True. Everything on YouTube is ads.
Hmm.
Interesting.
But
That's
I'm
pretty
doing this
cool.
just because it's kind of a creative endeavor, and it gives me a chance to revisit some classics of literature and adapt them
Yeah,
to current times.
that's pretty interesting. Well, one thing I've been doing over the last couple of months is I'm one of the AI voices being used, or one of the real voices that's feeding AI to create more human-like conversations.
I
It's
love that.
pretty interesting. I still don't know how exactly it ties in at the end. It's all hush hush, and I can't say too much because I'm under non-disclosure. But there's a lot of people doing these. There's like probably close to 1,000 people putting the voices together, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun doing the conversations and seeing where they go from there. So
That's really amazing.
in the future, I think we're going to hear from uh, people like Amazon and others who are using these services to really create some interesting outputs. And
Hmm.
we're getting there. HAL from 2001 may become a reality soon.
It, yeah, and also Baudrillard is simulacra and everything's fake and
Hmm.
everything's a simulation.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Yeah, but maybe we'll be around to see it, right?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's a little bit scary when you think
Yeah,
about it.
yeah. It's scary because it really all depends on how good, effective it is, and the limits, the guardrails that are put on it.
Well, that's a very good point. And it's not just guardrails about, oh, people have five fingers. It's guardrails in terms of um, ethics.
Ethics, behavior.
Hmm.
Yeah, because they could, I mean, people are highly susceptible to just a little gaming. You got
Oh my
people,
goodness. So addicted.
they're medically addicted to gaming
Yes.
to the point of, I mean, people die playing games 3 days in a row, no food, don't go to the bathroom, they just explode, they die. It's happening, and that's not healthy. And same with this. Some people are getting into it to the point where they're interacting. And sadly, I think what's going to happen is that as AI robots come into being, I read yesterday, or I think I saw a podcast on it, that there was a long distance running robot that was beating the humans. I was going, wow. And that robot could run pretty fast. It was mind boggling. You know what they're all talking about. It's going to happen. I don't know when. I think there's some prototypes already out there. Wait till sex becomes a robot and a human. This is what Arthur C. Clarke predicted, what, 750, 70 years ago? It's coming. It's scary. I don't know
Wow.
what that'll do to people's relationships.
I don't know. I mean, I have to say that in collaborating with, well, I don't have any conversations with Midjourney really, but in collaborating, I mean, some to say, hey, that's really, making a few little jokes about things, but it does feel like you're collaborating with an entity rather than just programming something.
Right, right. And that's how well they do pattern matching and how well they can do language and communication, that you just do wonder. You wonder. I remember if you, oh, what was it? One of Arthur C. Clarke's books. Oh, Rendezvous with Rama.
Oh, right.
You know, they have uh, they're kind of android like people that are there for companionship, sex, or whatever, but they're not really people. They're kind of like real people. It was real interesting. That was, I think,
I'll have to
Rendezvous with,
revisit that. And same with Heinlein. A lot of Heinlein's, I used to read Heinlein when I was in high school. I
yeah.
think it'd be interesting to read them again and see if I find them compelling. Usually
Yeah.
it's the protagonist is in the situation where they're having to problem solve, which I found intriguing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. As long as you grok, you're okay. Stranger in a Strange Land. That was a weird book,
Oh,
but
it
it was
really was.
interesting. You know, Heinlein was one of the guys involved with Earl Ron Hubbard, L. Ron Hubbard, sorry, Scientology fame. When he was writing his science fiction novels, Heinlein was involved with that. There were several. A.E. Van Vogt, he was another one involved. So there was a whole group of sci-fi writers back in the, I guess, 50s, 60s, 40s, who were all involved in the same kind of stuff. And
Isaac
they,
Asimov. Yeah.
as of, I don't know, he did iRobot and some other stuff, but I mean, they were pretty
I mean, he was
good.
a legitimate scientist too.
He
I
was.
just, yeah, I mean, okay, I just noticed the time. I literally have 1 minute to log off and to log on to another meeting.
Well, this was really good. If you're watching this, please subscribe and let us know what you think. And if you have any ideas on this, hey, send us a note. We'll bring you on. We'll chat with you.
That would be great. It'd be great to talk to people about their projects.
Well, Susan, you have a great weekend. Enjoy yourself, and I can't wait to see how your story turns out. It's looking pretty cool.
Thank you.
All righty. Well, thanks everyone. We'll see you next week on Life Edge. Take care. Bye
Bye.
bye.
It seems to be hung up.
Did it hang? You
I
were
can't turn
sharing,
it
weren't
off.
you?
Yeah, it's recording, but I'm it's stuck.
Hmm.
That's weird. We'll have to edit it 1 second.
We can
Good old
edit
Zoom.
the last minutes of it, I guess.
Yeah, if I can just turn it off. I can't, my computer is completely hung up. Maybe you do the Control Alt Delete thing. Okay, that's weird. No, it did it again. It hung up.